Alright then gang, so another new feature in React Router version 6.4 is the addition of a form component and also form actions. Now just like loaders, these features only work when we're making routes the newer way with that new function create browser router and then use a router provider to provide that router in the template. And these new form features are really helpful because they reduce the need for us to track individual form fields using local state and event handler functions. So, whereas previously you might attach each form field to an event handler to update some local state for that field, and then bundle all of those field values together when the form was submitted inside some other submit event handler, now we don't have to do any of that. All we have to do is use the React Router form component, which will automatically track all of those values for us. And when we submit the form, they will bundle together all of those values into a request object and pass it into an action function. The action function is something we have to make ourselves, a bit like a loader function, but this time it gets access to all of the form data so that we can do something with it. So it just sometimes makes working with forms that little bit easier in React. So the way this works is, first of all, we need to delete this and replace it with the form components from React Router DOM right here. So it's auto imported that for us. Now, I need to update this at the bottom, form. Now, we add a couple of props to this. And the first prop is going to be the method. Well, it's just going to be a post method. And this is not actually going to send a post request, by the way. This is all going to be on the front end. We're not sending any request to the server. React Router DOM doesn't do that for us. It's just a way of handling it on the front end. And by specifying the method here, when we create our action later, we're going to be able to access what the method was on the form. So we could use it there if we wanted to then actually send the post request. I hope that makes sense. So we have the method right here. Next, we also need an action prop. Now, an action is a special function that we're going to fire, a bit like a loader, but in this case, it's going to fire when the form is submitted. Now, right here, we don't specify like a function name or anything. All we do is specify a route path. So I'm going to specify /help and then /contact, which is actually the route of this page, right? /help, /contact, and we see the contact component, which is what we're in. Now, it doesn't have to be this exact same route, but what we're going to do shortly is create a function, and we're going to attach that function as an action property to a specific route. So we're going to say on this route, for example, action is equal to some kind of function. And that's the function we're going to fire when the form is submitted. So what we're doing here is saying, look, find the action associated with this route. So React Router is going to look the routes for that route, /help, /contact. And it's going to find the action function associated with it and fire that function, okay? So let us create the function down here first of all. And again, you can create this function wherever you want. You don't have to create it in the same component, but that's just what I'm doing. So we'll say export, because we need to import it in app.js shortly, const, and it's going to be the contact action. And you can call it whatever you want. I'm just calling it contact action because it's the contact form. And we're going to set this equal to an asynchronous function. All right, so as an argument here, remember we get an object, and on that object, we get a request property. Now, this request property contains all of the form data. And by that, I mean all of the input values or text area values. Now, for this to work, you need to give name attributes to these different tags, the inputs or the text area, because we're going to use those name attributes to access the values down here. Now, the way we get access to that data is by saying const data is equal to await, because this is going to be an asynchronous method that we perform here, request, which is the property on the object we get right here, and then we can use a method called form data, and that gets us the form data. Now, from that, we can access the individual items or the individual values. And the way we do that is, first of all, I'm going to create a new object to kind of represent our form submission. So I'm going to call this submission, like so, and set that equal to an object. And we're going to have different properties. We have an email property, which is this one right here. And we want to get the email value from this data. And we can do that by saying data.get, and then we're going to get whatever the name attribute is, in this case, email. So that will get us the value for the email. Now, as a second property on here, we'll have the message. And again, we'll say data.get. This time the name attribute was message, this thing right here. So we're going to get that value. And then what I'm going to do is just log this to the console. Console.log submission. Now, in actual fact, what you'd probably do is get this and make a post request to save it to a database somewhere, whatever. In our case, we're not doing that because I just want to show you how these actions work and how React Router can gather up all the information and we can access that in an action function. So we're just going to log it to the console for now. But what we'll do is now register this function as the action for this route. So we called it contact action. Contact action. And it should import at the top right here. Yes, it does. So once more, very quickly, we have the form component and we have this action right here. And in fact, what we're going to do is just console.log the request object as well. So anyway, we have this action and that looks for the action on that route, finds this function, so it fires it, and it sends in the information from the form on this request parameter right here. We're logging that to the console, and then we're getting the data from that request object. We create our own object with these two different values, and we get those fields from the data. And then we log that to the console. So let's see if this works. All right, so let me try this. Mario at netninja.com, and then blah, blah, blah. The message, submit this, and we can see, okay, we get an unhandled thrown error, and that's because we defined an action, but we didn't return anything. But we'll deal with that in a second. For now, notice over here, we get, first of all, this request object, which has all the different things on it, including the method. That was what we attached to the form component, remember, the URL, and then these other things as well. But we also log that submission object with these two values, the email and the message. So we know that that works, but we have to return a value inside these actions. So let's do that. So we know this works, but we did get an error saying we need to return a value. Okay, now I'm going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to return a redirect. So we'll just say redirect the user right here. And we're going to return something called redirect. It's a function and it comes from React Router DOM. So it's auto imported for me. And using this function, we can just redirect the user to another page. So the home page, for example. So we're going to submit the form, log this information, and then redirect them. However, sometimes what you might do is actually send your post request right here, send post request, right, to some kind of API to save it to a database, whatever you want to do with that information on the server. Now, the server might come back with an error, and it might say something like, look, the message isn't long enough, so show an error on this page. So we're not doing that check on a server, but we can do a little check here on the front end to kind of simulate that. So what I'm going to do is just check if the submission, which is this object right here that we created, dot message, dot length is like less than 10 characters, then we're going to do something. And we need to return a different value, remember. At the end of whatever we do, we return something. And I'm going to return an object. And this is basically some data then that we can get access to inside this component when we return an object. So I'm going to return an error property on this object that says message must be over 10 cars long. Okay? So if the submission message length is less than 10, we return this, and we're going to access that in the template in a minute, and it's not going to go anywhere. But if that's not the case, we're just going to redirect them to the home page. So how do we access this data right here inside this component if we return it? Well, we can use a hook called use action data. So I can say up here, const data is equal to use action data, like so. It's going to import it for me. And basically that gives us this object right here that we return. So now we can come down below the form, or rather in the form if we wanted to, below the button, and we could say, look, do we have data? And also, do we have an error property on that data? Now, if we have both of those, then we want to output that error. So a p tag, and then inside that we'll output the data.error, which is just that message right here. So if we return an object with an error, we're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to redirect. We're just going to show that error on the form. Otherwise, we're going to redirect them to the homepage. So let's give this a whirl. All right, then. So down here, I'm going to say mario@hello.com, whatever. And then your message, ABC. So it's not greater than 10 characters. Submit. And you can see we get the error message down here now. Now, if I just add in a load of other stuff, which is greater than 10 characters now, and then submit, we should be redirected to the homepage after we see the updated value logged over here. Submit, and yet we do. We see the value, and we're redirected. Awesome. So that, my friends, is how we can use the form component and also actions in React Router.